AskReddit by Nick is already taken. What is the worst interview question? If you were a crayon, what color would you be? I froze up and said white. Whichever crayon is missing from the box. You need me to complete the set. I was applying for an analyst position at a bank and was asked to sell a plastic asparagus that was hanging from a fishing line from the ceiling to the room full of interviewers. Felt like I was in a David Lynch movie. It's an old school, at least to me, tactic to get you to show your improvisation skills, which in such a situation is mostly bluster, used to buy time to think of actual good points to use to sell whatever it is that has been chosen as the subject. Or basically how much energy one can throw into any given set of instructions, despite having little to no information beforehand. That being said, it's outdated as hell, and any skilled interviewer shouldn't have to rely on this kind of shtick level mechanic. If it were to be updated, it might be better to say pick an item in this room and sell it to me, but even then, it's so circular, and doesn't weed out any idiots, and kinda just tests how enthusiastic an interviewee might be for any given task. Also, picking something so odd, makes it more difficult, awkward, yeah, downright Lynchian. That sucks. Sorry that happened to ya. Why should we hire you over the other applicants? I didn't even knew the other applicants. Yeah, it's like, they have your resume, and through the rest of the interview they should have gotten an idea of your personality and such. What are they even looking for here? Do they think you just left your race in the hole, the thing about you that would definitely get you this job, off your resume or application? You should hire me because of all the qualifications I've already given you probably multiple times between my resume, my application and this interview. Some good examples here, but honestly anything that's like what utensil in a kitchen are you or what office equipment would you be questions are so annoying. Because they obviously want to see how you can turn fork or stapler into a description of your work ethic, but just ask that instead of making me be an anthropomorphic Cuisinart. I am that clip that holds down the blade on the paper cutter. I am the thin metal hook between civility and blood. More of a command. I was told I was only allowed one question, at the end. During the interview when they asked a question I asked a clarifying question and they wouldn't answer me, stating that I have to wait until the end to ask my one question. They called 30 minutes later offering me a second interview and I declined. Yikes. As someone that interviews a ton of people, that absolutely blows my mind. I want you asking me questions. What animal represents you? A dolphin. Ah, because you're intelligent and generally liked by everyone? No, because I enjoy ripping the heads off of fish and using them to masturbate. I work in it. Was once asked what are the advantages of deploying an application into a rented environment? Had no clue what that meant, so I answered. The advantage is that you will not face the difficulties of deploying into an otherwise tiered environment. I got the job. Why should we not hire you? Because I have a tendency to give sarcastic answers to stupid questions. Case in point. I didn't think these kind of people existed until I was legitimately asked, if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? At that point, I'd just start bullshitting. Tree? I am no tree. I am an ant. I had someone ask me once what I disliked about my former managers. What a weird, loaded question. I had no intention of disparaging my former employers, which I think is what they were looking for. I didn't get the job and wasn't very disappointed about it. I've had success disparaging former employers in ways that subtly hype me up. My first job was at a small business and I was often frustrated by how the owner would disappear for weeks at a time and leave me in charge of over a dozen employees, not to mention day-to-day operations, without any notice whatsoever. Say what you want about how inane and fake the process is, but everyone knows the game and is expecting you to play it. Apart from our generous salary, Why do you wish to work here and for how long do you see yourself here? Legit had that asked verbatim for a part-time retail gig. Was the generous salary $1 or $2 over minimum wage? I don't understand why tell me about yourself is so difficult to everyone. They don't care about your personal life. They only want to hear about your experience. Yeah, it's clear that most people here either suck at interviewing, or are young and have only ever have non-career based jobs. Tell me about yourself and why do you want to work here should be layup questions that you prepared ahead of time and nail every single time. Q. What is your vision? Honest A. Reducing my commute by 6-8 hours per week. 20/20. Corrected. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Depends on if you give this job. I got asked this at an interview when I was 17. What 17-year has a clue what he wants in 10 years? What is your greatest weakness? I'm too honest. That's not a weakness. I don't give a damn what you think. Tell me why you're interested in working here. I'm not a fan of starving to death. What they mean is if you had multiple job opportunities, what would make you pick this job over other options? Anyway, how's your sex life? Oh hi Mark. Oprah, Barbara Walters, your wife. You gotta fuck one, marry one, kill one. Go. Fuck wife, marry Oprah, $$$$$$. Kill Barbara because whatever, gotta pick one. Can you please take off your clothes? Was getting a colon exam and asked the doctor where to put my pants. He said on the chair, next to mine. So this came at the end of a 2-hour interview. I had already accepted another position, but had this interview in the works for a few weeks so figured I'd hear them out anyways, but if it didn't work out, whatever. The whole interview went decent. I actually liked the company and there was a ton of room for growth. The company also fit into my personal interests, so not a bad place to be. At the very end of the interview, and I don't remember the exact phrasing, but the interviewer basically said, I'm really just looking for someone to do all my busy work, to just put their head down and push out a ton of general things. Can you do that? It just left such a sour taste in my mouth. I'm on the analytical side of things. Busy work is definitely a portion of what I do, but I like to do more of the nuanced cause-based evaluations. It was something I would have done 5-10 years ago in my career as opposed to now. So that question is my answer. Why do you want this job? Money can be exchanged for goods and services. Why did you apply to this job? You need spreadsheets. I need cash. Let's not overcomplicate this. Why should we hire you? You need spreadsheets. I need a paycheck. Let's not overcomplicate things. Can we see your penis? No. Where are we on your list? Who else are you interviewing with? Yes, and yes. Why do you want to work here? It's a bullshit question and even employers know it. They're working there for a paycheck, just like you are. Stop fishing for company loyalty before you even hire a person. I want to be somewhere that betters myself and my current job isn't doing that, so I lose my skills if you hire me. An alternative is, you're paying the rate I'm looking for with the job I want to do. Interviewer, from a ranking of 1 to 10, how racist are you? 10 being the most racist. Job candidate, up 1. Interviewer, I see. So you are racist, then? Are you high? What's your current salary? Huge red flag. 0. Why are you gay? Tell us more about yourself. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Are you sexually active? Why are you naked? Why aren't you? Give a BS brain teaser question like how many golf balls can you fit in a gymnasium? It's actually a real story about 20 years ago. The interviewer said, I actually don't like your face. Could you please just smile now? Why are you making a serious face, Mayo? How did you first hear of our business? The manager of McDonald's asked 14-year-old me. Anything that starts with tell me about a time. I used to do interviews, some of the things that PPL say in down, where I had a lady show up in a shower cap, so of course being the smart ass I am, I asked if we interrupted her hair appointment. So, does the carpet match the drapes?